Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of the Cup of Joe with Joe and Joe podcast. I'm your host, Joe, and with me, as always, is my wonderful co-host, Joe.
Ooh, that was a top 10 slurp right there. Looks like first season Chainsaw Man is over. It's all done. Nice, clean package. All the answers have been given to us, and this was a cool ride. I'm happy it's all over.
Oh, yeah, totally. All the 12 episodes are out. It completes everything. No more questions. Everything is done, dusted. We fought the gun devil. Then she got laid. It was 37 Makimas. Turns out she could just multiply. That was another one of her powers. It was absolutely stellar.
That's a whole lot of titty right there.
I can't believe they put that much titty into a children's anime.
If I do the math correctly, 7 times 2, that would be 60. 74 titty. Makima.
But you have to account for the 2 Makima that each had one tit blasted off during the super epic battle with the gun devil.
Oh.
So 72 titty.
I get it now. Fuck, man. That fight scene, chef's kiss. So clean.
Oh, are we talking properly about the episode now?
We don't joke around on this podcast, Joe.
No jokes.
We're like fucking CNN up in this bitch, all right?
Fox News, baby. That's right. We play both sides. What's BBC? That's like neutral-ish, right? They're British.
That's the British. Yeah. All right. Let's talk about Chainsaw Man. I read the description for this episode, and I was like, fuck, holy shit. I watch it, and we get right away into freaking, Aki getting choked out. He's like, oh, you like that? Out of nowhere, Ghost Devil drops him. But before, she lets go, we have a flashback to Himeno, and we had seen the flashback before, but we didn't see all of it.
No.
I liked how they did it, where they show you the rest, and it's her basically saying, like, all right, I'm going to hold on to this one for you for when you become of age so you can smoke. And the Ghost Devil hands it to Aki. Easy revenge, right? Not sweet revenge.
Nah, it's easy revenge.
It just sends Aki over the edge of, like, I think I'm at peace now. I can move on. It slices off the goddamn Ghost Devil's head. Oh, and we learn that the Ghost Devil sees by fear. Fucking sick. So he's not scared anymore. He just walks right under this thing. My goodness, the goddamn snake lady's like, oh, fuck. He chops that thing off. And just the flashbacks of seeing Himeno. I was like, oh, God, please just get this over with. I'm like, I love seeing her, but I don't like seeing her anymore.
I knew it when I was watching it. I was like, oh, no, Joe's going to bring the tears back because he's going to see Himeno again.
It's bittersweet because it's like, oh, yeah, I get to see her, but like, it just reminds me that she's fucking dead. And now her devil that she had a contract with is dead. But one thing that I fucking thought was badass, and again, I don't like talk too much during Chainsaw Man. Like, I enjoy it, but like, not often where I'm like, oh, fuck, let's go. But they fucking did the quick cut. Kobeni has the knife under the girl's neck. I was like, bro. I'm like, that was tough.
Kobeni is getting some pretty good love when it comes to this series, and not like she didn't have any love in the manga, but it's just wonderful seeing, number one, how she acts in the anime, and then number two, how people react to her in the anime, because it's so funny. Now that you actually know what she's capable of after like the first point of contact that they had with Katana Man and Sawatari and like all those people, you're just like, yeah, Kobeni's probably a little mad at these people, although you wouldn't know it really from looking at her, because when Aki asks her, he's like, why did you stay in with like, public safety? She doesn't say anything like what Aki did, where he's like, the devil's responsible, or the people responsible for killing those that I loved and cared about are still out there. It's like, no. Kobeni's like, well, we got end of year bonuses coming up, so I was kind of hoping for that. And he's just like, oh, Kobeni.
It's your Christmas bonus, baby.
Yeah.
It's that Christmas bonus. Yeah, I love that. I love how they were able to, take her in alive. And then we cut to the dynamic duo, baby. Fucking Power and Denji in the elevator. He's eating the zombie, and Denji's like, bro, that's nasty. And she's like, look, meat's meat. Shut the fuck up, bro. And one of my favorite funny scenes in this whole season is when that elevator opens up. And he's like, all right, they haven't seen us. Be quiet. And then Power announces, like, I'm Power the Blood Devil, and I'm going to kick your ass. Let's go, Denji. Watch my back. And he's like, oh, my fucking God. And she's just going to ham with all the zombies. And he's like, yeah, fuck this. I'm going to the right floor.
I fucking love it, dude. She's just like, Denji, I trust you to have my back. Shot of him in the elevator. Door slowly closes as he's not coming out. And I'm just like, yeah, that makes a lot of sense. But
It was really on character for them and their relationship.
So fucking perfect. But Pat was fine. She can handle herself. Denji then goes all the way up to Katana Man. So has a little confrontation with him now, doesn't he, Joe?
Yeah, Katana Man's basically saying like, "Go, let's talk. Like, we can make it a deal." But basically, it's more like, "Hey, apologize. I'm still gonna kill you and everything. If you're nice, I can just make it quick." And Denji's like, "You're funny. Let's go." And I also love how he gets the ripcord ready to go as he's exiting the elevator. And one thing we get to see, which was pretty cool, which we didn't know how it happened, is like how he turns into Katana Man. What's his equivalent of the ripcord? And I guess he's got like a fake hand and he takes it off to reveal like a mini katana. And then we get the actual fight, which looks phenomenal. Just seeing the katana and chainsaws hitting each other. Denji's fucking acrobatics, my favorite part of the fight. Katana Man is saying like, look, like, you've gotten better. This is impressive. And they're, saying smart quips at each other. They're moving throughout the city. And then they finally land on like a moving train. Train stops and they're both fighting in there, and
then the Duck Ock tentacles come out, and then all of a sudden Denji's wearing his Spider-Man costume.
I love how Katana Man does the like flash step quick move to cut off his arm, and Denji's like, all right, I call it that move's too OP. You're not allowed to use that one.
We gotta ban that move, dude. You can't keep doing this, all right? It's illegal. Stop it.
We get it to the point where Denji's both his arms are cut off, and Katana Man's like, look, just forgive, say you're sorry, and I'll make it quick. And Denji's like, motherfucker, I have one on my head. And I thought to myself, oh my god, am I about to see some crazy fucking fight where Denji only fights with the chainsaw on his head? I'm like, is that going to be the crazy shit I see? And I still got some cool crazy shit, not that. But see them sprinting at each other, and you're thinking, oh, fuck, Denji got. Right away, Denji's like, dude.
Yeah, never trust the words of a hunter.
You see Katana Man just split right down the middle. And I'm like, yo! And at first I thought it was his head, but then I saw his leg and I was like, holy fuck, that makes sense. Yeah, why can't he have him in his legs?
The reveal of this, when I first read it, I was just like, what in the fuck? You're telling me he can do more than 3 chainsaws? Holy shit! It was very, very cool and very Chainsaw Man. Like, that's the only way I can explain it. It feels fucking right for something like this. And you can tell it's just because he's learned from Kisakibe. The train that they did paid off, and he doesn't even fucking realize he's cut in half yet. And then he's like, oh, and then he splits in half. And I'm just like, hell yeah, dude. The train segment of this fight really brought it back for me, because I'm going to be honest, in the beginning of this fight, something wasn't quite clicking for me.
Joe, I'm sorry to interrupt, but I was thinking the same thing. And you know what I think it is? I think we're spoiled by Bleach.
I think so too, but comparison is the something, insert quote here. I don't remember what the fucking quote is. Comparison is like the death of joy or something like that. I don't fucking know. I'm not a cerebral motherfucker. But I think it's got something to do with the movement, because like a lot of the characters fighting each other, obviously they're using 3D modeling. They're combining the CGI with 2D elements and all this sort of crap. And like, it looks good. Don't get me wrong. It's not bad by any means. This shit is stellar compared to some other crap that we've seen. There's just something about the way they move that isn't quite. There's just got to be a little something. Like, it's been nagging at me for so fucking long throughout this entire series. Going back to, say, like Bat Devil, when he's fighting the Bat Devil, the way Denji moves in that fight, same thing. It doesn't quite feel right to me. The way the Bat Devil moves, though, because that mostly looks like it's 2D or like hand-drawn or whatever the fuck. Maybe it's not. Maybe I don't realize they're using 3D modeling for that as well. They probably are, for being honest. But the way the Bat Devil moved was fucking phenomenal. It was like, you could see like the way his chest puffed up, and then like the recoil when he shut out his fucking wind cannon blast from his mouth. There's something not quite connecting with these CG characters when they're doing the fighting shit.
It's not that it's bad. It's just different.
Yeah.
Definitely, it's not jaw-dropping.
No, that's it. And even to like a further extent, this fight wasn't ever really long, but the way it was built up, it kind of felt like it should have been a bit more of something. In reality, it probably wasn't more than 3 minutes of fighting. First half, a little, not shaky, but just a little underwhelming. And then the second half, when they're actually on the train after Denji's lost both of his arms, when they finally start running at each other, and they have like, there are a couple of really great shots of them like clashing. That stuff looks great. And then like some of the final shots you get towards the end when Denji actually reveals what he's just done, and he's got the chainsaw sticking out of his leg. That was some good shit right there. I was just like, you got it in the end there. Make it look like that all the time. Please, por favor, thank you, love you. Mwah. Get some sleep, you look tired.
And Katana Man, as we know, he's not going to die. You get a cut to him, chained up. We do get Miss Makima kind of breaking down what happened to, I guess, like one of her superiors, which I didn't even realize she had superiors. I thought she was the head honcho. But Sawatari, as she's like, before they can question her, Snake Devil comes in and kills her. It looks like it was part of her contract, but we do find out that like she worked directly with the Gun Devil, and she was the one that hired all the Yakuza and Katana Man, which was interesting. I guess we kind of knew that already by the way she was like organizing everything, but I want to know more of like who she is, and also what happens to the Snake Devil now that she's dead. All this stuff, a lot of good background information. We learned that they got a lot more Gun Devil, so now the mass is like, okay, we can like start initiating like the final phase of like, we're gonna go hunt this motherfucker. Sounds badass, and I'm like, okay, so that's what season 2 is gonna be. That's all cool, but best, Joe, the nut kicking competition.
When you first meet Denji and Aki, and they have their first confrontation, and it's Aki just beating the shit out of Denji, and then Denji saying, I only go for the nut shots, man, and then he proceeds to kick the shit out of Aki's testicles. I bet you never imagined in a million years that only a few episodes later they would be bonding over kicking another man's testicles, Joe. My God, I doubt there is any work of literature, any piece of media as poetic as this is. And I'm rescinding what I said earlier. I am a philosophical man and an intellectual man. Fuck all of you.
And it's such a nice bonding moment of Aki being like, no, we shouldn't do this. And then he's like, fuck it, I really want to.
He pulls out, I love it because he pulls out the cigarette, and on it just, easy revenge, baby. And he's like, you know what? Yeah, she'd be okay with this. And they just let him have it.
I love their relationship. And then they hit it home even more. Our final scenes, the credits and everything, and the way, this whole thing wraps up is we get to see, Power, Denji, and Aki all, just being buddies, hanging out, going grocery shopping, having dinner together. And it's so cute. I will say the last scene when he's smoking the cigarette, it's one of those where, like, in a horror movie, the jump scare's coming, and you're like, just fucking do it. Just fucking do it. And it never came, but for some reason, I was, like, on my edge being like, oh, fuck, something bad's about to happen.
I'm happy to report those are anime only, Joe. We don't get anything like that in this.
Did you like it? I thought it was cute.
I loved it. I thought it was good. A wonderful addition because it makes so much sense too, because this is the end of season 1. It's showing the growth between our main trio, how close they've become over the course of this journey so far. And it shows, I love, like, you were feeling dread, like oh god, the jump scare is going to come when Aki's smoking the Easy Revenge cigarette. I just felt the peace because I was just, you sit there, there's no music, there's no voice acting, it's just the audio of, like, a couple of footsteps, lighting up the cigarette, breathing in, exhaling out, all that sort of shit. And it's just the being still in the moment and remembering her as he's smoking his final cigarette from her. I was just like, this is very nice. Anime called Chainsaw Man, where you got 2 guys kicking another guy's nuts and one guy has chainsaws coming out of all his fucking appendages. You're not thinking it's going to have emotional moments like this, but then they do, and you're just like, oh shit, this is kind of nice. There's one more thing we get before. Oh, real quick though, before we get to that, ending song, it's Eve. Guys who did the first Jujutsu Kaisen opening, I recognized the singer immediately. Obviously, they would do other shit as well, but just like the little connection between this and Jujutsu Kaisen. Anyway, final scene. Get a couple of footsteps, walking through an alley.
See it.
Oh shit, there's 2 final scenes, and both of them start that way. Denji's nightmare, first thing. We see the door. And he hears Pochita behind the door, and Denji's just like, hey, what's going on over here? No, don't open the door. There's porn back here. You can't do it. And he's like, no, but I want to see the porn. And Pochita's like, no porn. And he's like, oh, okay. I think he wakes up, and he's like, what the fuck? But then, the final scene that we get in this, same thing, couple of footsteps, walking through an alley, and we hear a girl talking about country mice, country mices, mouses, fuck! The country and the town mouse. You obviously have no idea what the fuck this character is, but it's not a spoiler for me to say I think the next season is going to be covering some of my favorite shit from the manga. So I am very excited to see how you react to some of that shit.
I know the door is a big deal. I remember episode 1, it started with that, and we got to hear Pochita, which was so freaking cute to hear him again. I know it's a big deal. I don't know anything about it. All I know is everybody says, "Don't go in the door, Denji. Don't open it." I have no clue what the fuck the mouse shit was. I have no clue what the fuck that was. You don't even see the person. You see like their like side profile. And I was like, I don't fucking know. But that's Chainsaw Man season 1. I really liked it. For me, that's a solid 8 out of 10.
I'm probably sitting, like, I'm floating somewhere between like no, I'm not floating. It's pretty much like a 7 for me. I think it's got some really great stuff. Again, that little anime only couple of cutesy little scenes with the main trio really elevate some of this shit. It's edited a little too normally for me, which is like something weird and vague to say, but like there's an energy when you read the manga where stuff just kind of like effortlessly flows from like one panel to another. And again, 2 different mediums, but I am, again, the keeper of the knowledge, and as thus, I am cursed with the knowledge of my first experience with this thing, which was in manga form. So I think they're doing a good job, not a great job, but a good job adapting this thing. And I just hope they get more confident going into season 2 to do some more experimental methods when it comes to adapting this shit, because I think it could be something really fucking cool. It's not quite there, but it's very close. Good job, Mappa. Get some fucking sleep. You're working on 87 goddamn shows, for the love of Christ. Go to bed.
We got Bleach and Chainsaw Man, and both were an awesome time. We get a little bit of time off now. We'll see what we jump to something else, but Chainsaw Man has been a ride, and I'm very, very happy with my experience so far.
Happy that you enjoyed it, and I'm happy we got it, the level we did. So, we hope you guys enjoyed it just as much as we did. Maybe a little bit more. Who knows? Everyone has their own opinions! Well, that being said, everyone, as always, remember, we'll love you, we'll leave you, and goodbye. Mwah.